What's up, guys, and welcome back to Planet Zoo. We're back, baby, and let's continue this crazy adventure, man. Today we are going to be adding in some new animals. I'm actually pretty excited about this. They're definitely not going to be the biggest animals in our zoo, either size-wise or from an audience drawing perspective, but they are going to be super, super cute, and they're going to fit in over here in our little Asian side of the zoo. So this should be interesting. Looks like we actually, before we get into that, we've got some stuff happening here. It looks like we may have had some green iguana babies as well as some boa constrictor babies. So I think we're gonna have to head into our animals, and we're gonna have to see what's going on with that. Yeah, so for green iguanas, we would a group size of 1 to 2, and as you guys can see here, we currently have 4 animals in here. So we're gonna have to get rid of 2 females. So if we check Atlatonin here, we've got a 41 and 83. If we go to Chikono Hui, we've got a 50 and 83, which isn't bad. Or if we go to Shiotan here, that is going to be a 58 and 83. All right, so Sihuatan is going to be a keeper. So we're going to come into our animals here. Let's check out our green iguanas, and let's see what we've got going on. So we're going to keep Chihuatan, and these two we are going to go ahead and send to the trade center and get them ready to move out of the zoo. And then I think our boa constrictors are over here. Let me check their Zoopedia. Looks like they want to be in 1 to 2, and I believe we have 3 in here. So we've got 2 males and a female. Let's see which male is better. So it's going to be 83, 83, and then Juan is going to be 75, 83. Interesting. All right, so Juan was our original, but I think Juan's going to have to go. So we're going to come into our animals here. We're going to check out our boas. And I'm sorry, Juan, but you are the weakest link. Goodbye. So now if we come into our animal storage, we're just going to go ahead and quick trade these guys out. 2,400 bucks, no big deal. We'll take it. I mean, we've got nearly $750,000 in the bank, but any little bit we can make, why not? Plus, we're helping out with, like, rehoming them and getting more of these animals out into the wild. I don't think they're necessarily endangered by any means, but it can't hurt. So here we go. Anyway, as I was saying, we are going to be adding in a brand new exhibit over here on our Asian side of the zoo, and I'm thinking we make another one that's kind of like our Komodo dragons right here. I think we make it right in here. Kind of a big boxy square one, but we're going to dress it up and make it look nice. And what we're going to be adding in today is kind of exciting. Like I said, not the biggest animal, but definitely one of the cutest. We are going to be checking out the Red Panda. So let me introduce you guys to Zion. He's 1.4 years old. He's got a pretty good reputation, and he's got some pretty good genes. And his hopefully future mate is Zelan. Now, her immunity gene is not quite as good, but Zion's is pretty solid, so hopefully we can kind of breed that out, and some of their children will have some better genes. But overall, very solid. These guys are going to be cute. If we check their Zoopedia, you guys can see they are from Asia, which is kind of exciting, the Eastern Himalayas and Southwestern China. They live in a group of 1 to 2, 1 male, 1 female. They're very shy with humans, which is interesting, and you guys can see they live to only be about 10 years old, so that's not very long. They mature at 1.5 years. They're sterile pretty much by the time that they pass, so we're definitely going to have to get these guys going ASAP and try to keep as many babies as we can. How long in between? It takes 5 months for them to carry the babies, and then it's 12 months in between, so that's actually not too bad at all. So we're definitely gonna get to work on these guys. This should be fun. We need a grade 2 climb-proof fence. Doesn't really matter how tall it is, but we are gonna need a decent amount of space. We need low temperature, and we need about 40 square meters of climbing. So this should be a fun habitat to make, and your boy's just gonna get to work. All right, guys, so this is our little enclosure here. I'm kind of excited about this. I feel like it looks pretty good. We went with there's a fence behind this, as you can see in some of the spots. I don't think we have these things perfect. We could probably kind of fix these up a little bit, but yeah, we've got a wooden fence behind this, but it kind of has more of like a log look here, which I feel like is kind of interesting, and I don't know, just a little bit different. I like mixing things up and having each habitat have its own special charm to it. But yeah, so we've got this. I'm hoping this is tall enough. I'm honestly not sure what to expect. If we do bring up the Zoopedia, it doesn't give us any specific height. So as long as they can't climb up on something and then jump out, we should be okay. Granted, I don't think they're really that big of a threat. Even if they got out, obviously we don't want that to happen. For the staff entrance and stuff, I was thinking about just putting it right here, but I was looking at it as we start to expand out this way. We don't really have any staff areas. Obviously, we've got this staff area here that's taking care of the couple of enclosures that are nearby. And then the next closest one is all the way over here, which I guess could potentially, you know, walk across the bridge or whatever. But I feel like if we're going to keep expanding, we might want to set up a tiny staff area in this segment. So I think that's exactly what we're gonna do. So I'm thinking we could grab some of these facilities here. We're not gonna go too crazy. We're gonna make sure they're nice and small and easy, and we're just gonna go with the plain ones. So we're gonna go with a small keeper hut. Can set this up right, like we could probably put it like this. Let's expand this like that. Boom, there we go. All right, so now we're gonna be able to bring in a small keeper hut. So we can have it go like this. Keeper hut right there looks good. What else are we gonna need? We're gonna need a workshop. We're gonna need a staff center. Small staff room, so we can set this up in a similar fashion, just like that. And then we're gonna need a small workshop for a mechanic to be over in this area. But boom, we've got that. And then of course, you guys know, it's pretty much the theme of the zoo. We are going to go with some, it's not in our construction, it's in nature. We want some elephant grass. How much elephant grass does T. Martin want? Yes. We are just going to go ahead and set it up like this. Or actually, you know what? We could put, oh shoot. We could kind of move it like this. And then we could put some sort of a planter or some sort of fountain or something like that here. Just make it look a little bit nicer. When we get the chance. I'm not going to worry about it right now, but in a future episode when we do some housekeeping and we kind of clean things up a bit, then that's something we could work towards. So I'm just going to cover these up so you can't really see them, and we should be in good shape. Now before we get to the actual enclosure itself, I did want to kind of theme this section a little bit better, and I found a couple of cool fences. So we've got an Asian kind of fence archway type thing right here, and then we've got another one here. I was just thinking about potentially setting this up somewhere, but now that I see it, I don't know that this is actually gonna work. It's pretty large. Shoot. Okay, well, we'll see if eventually we can kind of make this work. I mean, we could have it go kind of like this, because you're kind of entering the Asian territory, but then it's weird because it's in our Springbok area. Or Jim's Bach area, I'm sorry. I don't know. We'll think about it. We'll see if we can figure those out and get them set up. But for now, let's go ahead and get these guys in here and see what they like. Okay, so I actually had to end up changing this up a little bit. We had a minor problem with we needed electricity and water purification over here, obviously, and you guys could see the negative impact on guests. It kind of reached out into the path that was there. So we just made this into a little crescent moon type shape. I don't know what we're gonna put there. Again, we're gonna have to find some sort of a fountain or something, but it's at least it you know kind of makes things look a wee bit better here. So I'm gonna go ahead and line the rest of this with our elephant grass. Of course, we're gonna need a little staff zone sign. So if we come into our blueprints, gonna be able to grab a staff sign and just kind of throw it down right like so, and boom. All right, we've got a new little section good to go. And by the way, one thing I wasn't really paying attention to, our tigers didn't really have great water. That was kind of becoming an issue. So what I'm gonna do here is let's move him out of the water. Where's the other tiger? Looks like he's over here. I'm gonna go ahead and move him out of the water as well. So if we get them moved, we're gonna delete and replace the water, and then we should be good to go in that department. Take our water tool, delete it, replace it. They've got some clean water now. It should show up blue, which it did, and it's now in the zone of this water treatment facility right here, which is perfect because it's going to be able to stay clean. So there is no power source available. What are you talking about? No power source inaccessible. Oh, did it? Oh, shoot. Okay. For some reason, when we changed, it was just facing the wrong way, but we're good. All right, power source is there. Everything is good to go. We should be good. Can't find a staff room. Now you can because it's powered up. We're good to go. All right. I like it. Boom. That's what we like to see. So we've got, let's actually speed this up a little bit. We've got the red pandas coming in. We're going to see what kind of coverage they like. They don't need water, but we might want to add a little bit of water. We'll just kind of see what we've got going on and take it as we see it. So let's welcome this new little guy to the zoo. Dude, they're so cute. Are you kidding me? That is one of the cutest animals I have ever seen by far. All right. So first and foremost, let's get our vet research working on these guys. Some brand new additions to the zoo. We're gonna put Shelby on there. And secondly, let's take a look at what they like. So they want hard shelter, they want terrain, and they want way more grass and soil. They actually don't like that much sand. All right, works for me. They also, from an environment perspective, they can have a ton of coverage, which is exciting. And they like plants from Asia and the taiga and temperate biomes. Now, I also found a couple of things on the workshop that I found kind of interesting. We've got, ooh, not this thing. There's a similar looking one for the pandas. This thing right here. Wow. Okay. That is pretty intense. I wasn't really sure what to expect, but that's pretty beautiful, I'm not gonna lie. I'm actually gonna see if we place this down, does that count? Does that count as climbing for them? Let me see their terrain. That does count as climbing, so that could kind of be like our focal centerpiece. I actually really like that, and then we can kind of build around it. It does take up quite a bit of the thing. I'm gonna move it and kind of center it a little bit better here. We're gonna take a top-down look. It does take up quite a bit of the enclosure, but I think it's gonna be worth it. I think it's gonna be cool for them, and I think it should be a nice centerpiece for the zoo. So I'm gonna try to get this as perfect as we can. I don't know that we're ever really gonna get it perfect, but something like that. Bam. I'm just gonna commit to it. Something like that actually does look pretty good, and now, like I said, we can kind of evolve and branch out from that. So the first thing I think we're gonna do is build their hard shelter, which obviously we're gonna need some rocks for. What kind of rocks are these? These are tundra rocks, so we're not gonna be able to use the same kinds. I guess technically we could if we wanted to. Let me see what kind of rocks we have though. It said they liked taiga and temperate. So this is gonna be a taiga rock, and then this is gonna be a temperate rock. I mean, I guess we probably want something a little bit different than what we have next door. So I'm gonna say I like the taiga a little bit better. So we're gonna grab some taiga rocks, and we're gonna start getting to work on a little kind of enclosure for them. All right, guys, I feel like it turned out pretty nice here. We've got a nice little corner spot here for them. Plenty big enough for two small red pandas. Obviously, we're going to doctor this up with some trees and cherry blossoms and stuff like that. But I feel like it looks pretty good. Now, this thing, I can't tell. Do I want it in the middle? Do I want it over here in the corner? Ooh, maybe the corner might be a little bit better. But the problem is I don't know. Okay. We're going to work with this. I don't know what I would put in the middle, though. Like, I do like it in the middle. I just feel like it's a little bit too much. I'm going to delete this whole section here. I'm going to delete all of these. It was beautiful, but it's got to go. All right, so that thing is gone. We're good to go. So let me exit editing the group. And now we're going to be able to move this thing, and we should be able to put it a little bit more in the corner. You know, something like this, kind of. It's still getting caught up on something, though. It's all these things. I have to individually delete all these little effects that are making the cherry blossoms fall. I didn't realize this was going to be an interactive object, but okay, I think I got all of them there. So if I go ahead and move this thing, we're going to put it over in the corner. Something, you know, kind of get it somewhere like that. Looks pretty good. And obviously some of these pieces came undone, so we're going to set these back in here to give it a bit more color. It's amazing how much work and time and effort went into this thing. Oh my gosh, dude. I don't know if I can fully recreate this, but you guys kind of get the idea. I actually don't even know that we need any of this stuff, so I'm gonna delete this stuff. But that way it's still in there, it's still beautiful, but it gives us a little bit more space to play with. I feel like having it directly in the middle was just kind of a little bulky, kind of took over the entire thing. Yeah, I mean, look at this. This looks pretty nice now. And we could even, can we take, I don't know. I need to figure out how to do all these, but I'd love to take these and move them over here and then kind of make our own little one. That's something we definitely need to learn how to do. We need to learn how to kind of edit groups for ourselves and put all these little pieces and stuff together. But like we could take this and shoot. Can I make this a group or could I move it all at once? Ah, nice. Okay. Let's exit from the, oh, this is sweet. Yeah, see, like we could put this over here. Hopefully they can't use it to climb. But then, I'm trying to think of how we would do this without letting them get over the fence. It might end up letting them get over the fence, but I feel like it's going to be cool if we have kind of an offset thing over here. So let's grab another one of these cherry blossoms. We could put this over in here, right like so. And then we could grab some of the flowers and stuff down on the bottom, and we're going to set this thing up to look kind of similar. So we've got the green, and then we're going to add the purple flowers throughout. We'll just kind of randomly sprinkle them in there to give it some extra color. I mean, I guess I'm not the only one that likes putting flowers all around the bottom of trees, right? Hey, this is somebody off the Steam Workshop that did this, so we just kind of set these guys up, and I feel like that looks pretty nice. You know, think about walking around here, and then you see the red pandas playing about and stuff. I have no clue if this fence is actually going to end up working. We may have to end up changing things around, but I feel like that's kind of a cool start to this. Now, obviously, as we talked about before, we are definitely going to need to change up our terrain. So they're going to want a lot more grass and a lot more soil. So I'm going to bring our terrain tool out here. I'm thinking we go with long grass around the flower beds. I feel like that only makes sense. This is kind of a bit large for us here. But yeah, we're going to go long grass around the flower beds. We're definitely going to have soil. Make this a bit bigger. Around the actual, you know, home itself. And then I'm thinking some normal grass, short grass, kind of through here a little bit. Might look kind of interesting. And then we can kind of start to fade these a little bit. So we'll go less intense, smaller size, and we'll kind of fade this in, fade the soil in a bit, fade the long grass in, give it that natural contour, and boom, there we have it. All right, that actually that looks pretty nice. Okay, so obviously we're gonna need some other habitat items here. We're gonna go into I'm just gonna say let's start with food and water is gonna be some of the most important things. Arboreal feeding platform. Interesting. Do you want to set it up above the ground? So like if we get a climbable log here, do we want to grab this, grab a feeding platform and set it up on top of it? Something like this. And actually, hold on, if we go back, I think, how do you get it? It was snapping on it a second ago. Yeah, here we go. Gonna try to get this guy right in the middle. Something like that looks pretty good. So we're gonna have a little platform there. I don't know how the humans are gonna get up onto it. I'm not really sure, but we can then kind of set some of this stuff up for our little friends, so we can kind of give them a way up there. I don't know if they can jump up there. I don't know how that's gonna work. Let me see if we go to our habitat, we can check the traversable area for these guys. Yeah. What about for humans? It doesn't show it for humans, but yeah, it says he can get up there. Interesting. All right. I like it. Good stuff. Uh-oh, our snow leopard's about to have offspring, dude. That's so exciting. All right, hold on. Let me pause here. So we've got a spot for food. Obviously, we're gonna need a spot for water as well. And I'm thinking we could make this kind of interesting. Hold on. Let's go to our we're gonna go back to our habitat. Or actually, you know what? We could just grab this. Oh shoot, we're gonna have to. This is gonna get real weird. If we grab another platform here and we bring it up, and then we're gonna kind of tilt it up a little bit, then we could have a secondary platform for their water, which could be kind of interesting. I don't know if this is gonna work. Don't quote me on this, but we're gonna find out. If we set this up right like so, and then we grab a big climbable log that's big enough, and then set this guy in the middle, something like that. And then can we put the water up there? I don't know if it's gonna let us. Where's the water dish? Can we put the water dish up there? Because that could be really cool if we can. I'm gonna try it. Let's see if that actually works for them. I have I have no idea. Technically, we're not going to know until it tells them that they're very hungry. Oh, temperature's bad. We're going to have to fix the temperature. We're going to have to fix the enrichment. Okay, so temperature first up. We're going to come back into our habitat. We're going to set these guys at like 15 degrees, or should we do 0 degrees so they can have a little bit of snow? I don't know. We'll see. But we're going to set up probably 2 of these things. So we'll set up one there, and then we're going to want one over here. This one we can probably bring down the range a little bit. So they're both set on 0 degrees. We should start to see the temperature option go up a little bit and the welfare option go up a little bit. It's going to take them a minute to get going. Dude, I feel bad. I feel really, really bad. Puff Adder had some offspring, but there we go. All right. Temperature and everything, welfare, habitat, everything is starting to go up. So obviously we need a little bit more enrichment, but that's going to come with vet research. And it looks like this guy is using his little food and water thing for the first time. Dude, they are so cute. Are you kidding me? Look at him. Tell me he's going to go get a drink or something. What's up, little buddy? You are too cute. But yeah, we've got that. Hopefully, eventually somebody's going to come up and throw some fruits and nuts or whatever these guys eat down on this platform. I have no idea if it's going to work or not. But for right now, it looks like we've got some stressed grizzly bears. We probably want some one-way glass. We might want to change up. I think we want to change that up. Yeah, hold on. Give me a second. I'm going to bring this all the way around. We're going to turn this into wood. This side, right here, this corner, is all going to be one-way glass. So we're going to turn it into one-way glass. And it stinks, but sometimes it's on the wrong side. So, like, a lot of this works, but then these two, we have to switch the side of the one-way glass. So we want to put it like that. And we want to make sure that all the other sides are on the correct one, which it looks like it is. All right, so that should help out with their stress a little bit. Hopefully, we'll see. Looks like they could use a little bit more enrichment and stuff, which we'll work on. But bam. All right, good stuff. Just saved that. Uh-oh, we've got some snow leopard babies. Hold on a second. Oh my goodness, what? Dude, they're so fluffy. They have better proportions than their parents, too. Honestly, I feel like the parents look a little bit weird in their proportions. They're kind of a little chunky. They've got a very oddly long tail and stuff. I mean, these guys still have a pretty long tail, but I feel like they're a little bit less chunky and they're a little bit cuter. Anyway, it's not about the cuteness. It's about the welfare of the animals. So let's go back here. Let's make sure everything is good for these guys. I mean, yeah, it's everything but enrichment, which we honestly probably have a little bit of enrichment already done for them. Let's come into our enrichment items. So we've got climbable branches and stuff. There's a little dog ball we can set up. There's a forage box that we can set up. There's a gift box. Oh, they like boxes? That's kind of fun. So I'm going to give them a little box over here to play with. And it looks like their enrichment's going up. We need toy enrichment, though. Looks like there's a little rubbing pad they could use. I think I'm going to make another platform to our climbable structure. And then we could put a couple of things up there. So let's do that. Grab this. I'm going to bring this up. Can kind of have it raise at the same rate. We're going to grab like that. Bit of a perfectionist, trying to get it to be in the same spot. It's never easy, though. So we can set that up. And then we're going to bring this in. We want to make sure that these are all lined up. We want it to kind of be towards the top of the end of this. Just up a little bit more. All right, something like that looks pretty good. And then of course we're going to need a thingy here. Set it right there. Looks pretty good. And then if we duplicate that, we could put it underneath to have it go all the way to the ground. Like that right there. Looks good. And then we can grab some of these habitat things, like wind chimes up here would be super cool, and I think maybe a little rubbing pad. Can't put it there, it's obstructed. The wind chimes, can we move these a little bit? If we move the wind chimes back a little bit, we might be able to get the rubbing pad on there. It just doesn't like the rubbing pad on there. Interesting. All right, well, we'll keep the wind chimes up there then, and we'll put the rubbing pad, I don't know, maybe over here in this corner. Maybe they didn't have enough room to be able to rub the rubbing pad. I don't know, but let's see how this is looking. Take a look at him. Let's get this guy out of the box. It looks like we are up to a 99% welfare, dude. Everything is perfect. Obviously, we are going to have to increase the quality of their food and stuff. But again, that's going to come with our research as that completes. Speaking of which, that's a snow leopard research, but we might be able to increase the quality of their food. If we go over here to our snow leopards, let's see what they're working with. Can go up to grade 2 quality. We're going to do the same thing for the pandas. Bring it up to grade 3 whenever we get the chance. So, all right. This is all looking pretty good. Looks like our black bear just had some new offspring. So let's come over here and see what they've got working. Where's our black bears again? Am I lost? They're over here. All right, let's see what they've got going on. Looks like we've got 2 new baby boys here. We've got Pangu, and then we've also got Genghis. All right, some pretty good genes, if I do say so myself. Nice. So that's a good thing right there. But yeah, I think that was a pretty solid new addition to our zoo. I'm trying to think. I mean, we obviously could add some more vegetation here. I mean, these guys, they are very happy with vegetation, as we saw before. You can have up to 100% coverage. Hold on, let me watch and see what this guy does. Please play with the wind chimes. Oh, do it, buddy. Do it, little buddy. Nope, not gonna happen. Really, what I need you to do is go see your woman over here and see what's going on with that. Dude, that's crazy that they're only 2 years old. They're adults and they only live till 10. But yeah, let's I'm happy with it so far, but let's kind of doctor this up a bit. We want to add some color, we want to add some pop, we want to add some interesting components here. I think cherry blossoms are definitely going to be a necessity. So we can set some cherry blossoms up, maybe another one back here in the back corner. Could have one across here, although that kind of blocks the staff sign. But at the same time, I feel like that looks kind of pretty. Hold on, let me move this. We have the branch kind of come through there, so it's behind the staff sign. Ooh, dude, I feel like that's kind of nice. That looks pretty nice right there. It's kind of leaning over the fence. So we've got that there. I mean, what else do these guys like? There's some bamboo that we can set up. Definitely look nice along the rocks back here. Kind of make their home a bit more inviting for them, a bit more covered. I even think if we put some in the background, it might be kind of cool. And I mean, the Komodos next to them like bamboo as well. So if we just kind of set this up along back here, I'm gonna do something like that, and then we could bring the cherry blossom more towards the forefront. Ooh, see that? That looks pretty nice right there. Except for this part, it's clipping through the rocks a bit. Shoot. All right, yeah, that's not gonna work. I don't like the clipping, but it still looks pretty cool. Could add a little bit of bracken on each side, so we'll go with a big bracken there and a little bracken over on this side, just to kind of mix up the monotony a little bit. We've got more bracken that we can set up. Maybe flow along the outside of this might look kind of cool. Be nice because we can cover up this cooler as well, so that'll make it look a little bit better. Oh, I know, we could place some bamboo back here. This is kind of a fat empty spot. So we're gonna put some more bamboo back here. Kind of fill it up quite a bit. All right, that looks pretty nice. This is starting to come together. I saw there is some moss, so we could kind of set up some moss along this. You guys know I kind of like my moss. I feel like the moss looks pretty good in this game. So we could set up a couple of little pieces of moss, maybe that one right there. And then I want one a little bit smaller. If we go with something like this, we could bring it up on its side and kind of bring it around this way and then set it up over here. Might look kind of nice. Looks pretty good. We've got some ivy. Not gonna go with ivy. Ooh, Japanese maples. This adds a bit of a different color. I like that. Kind of a smaller little tree too, so it looks pretty nice. I like that there. We've got nettle that I think I'm gonna put along the base of these, so it's not as boring. It's not just a post sticking up out of the ground. You got some plants there, so that's gonna make it look pretty nice. Could also put some nettle back here along this back side. Just kind of line the logs, give it a bit of a border. Kind of do the same thing over here. And why not do it over here as well? We could do it everywhere that people are gonna end up seeing these guys. Yeah, that's starting to look a little bit nicer. Now, we didn't add any water in this one, and I'm tempted to, because I always think that water looks nice, but I also feel like we do water in almost every habitat, and like this right here, this looks fantastic. But is it really gonna fit these guys? Do they really swim that much? I don't think so. I don't know that it would necessarily be worth it. I think we need to keep a little bit of variety, and like instead of having the water, we've got the huge planters with the makeshift red pandas and the cherry blossom trees and stuff like that. I feel like having variety is better than that. So I don't know. We'll see. Looks like he is just hanging out in the grass here. Now I do have a bit of a concern. We haven't seen anybody come by and fill up this feeding tray. I don't know if it works, if it's up on the thing like that, so we might have to end up changing it. But we'll see. They also aren't hungry yet, so maybe it's just not feeding time. We've got some dead trees that we could add in here. Ooh, actually, you know what? In the forage box is kind of cool. I don't mind that. But I was going to say, other than that, it looks kind of ugly. So I'll put it in the storage box. We've got blackthorn bushes that we can throw in. Might be kind of interesting, but also not necessary. We've got these little azaleas, which are cute, but again, not necessarily necessary. Where's that nettle at? I'm going to bring the nettle in through here to kind of match up into their home space. So we're going to have it line all the fences all the way in there. It's going to look kind of nice. And I mean, to be honest, when I'm looking at everything else, like, yeah, we've got little flowers and stuff, but we've got tons of flowers. I don't know if there's a need for flowers. I guess we could kind of put a couple of nice flowers on each entrance there. But like some of these clusters and trees and stuff, like I think it's almost going to become a little bit overwhelming. Like look at the size of some of these elms. I don't think there's space for it. So I'm looking through, like we've got the nettle, we've got these guys, which again, a little bit too big. I mean, we could find a place for this, but I don't necessarily love it. I guess it actually might look kind of cool right here. So I'm going to set it there. But overall, I mean, I think we're kind of in a pretty good spot. We've got the little guy playing in a box right here. Are you kidding me right now? How are you so cute? How are you so cute? We've got some alpha issues with the Gemsbach, but yeah, man. I mean, we haven't seen them jump out. We haven't seen them be fed yet, which is a little concerning. But no jumping out. They're 100% happy with everything. Like I think we did a pretty good job. I'm happy with how this turned out, and I don't know that there's a whole lot else that they need. So, I mean, let me know what you guys think. If there's anything you think that we should add, feel free to leave it down in the comments. Maybe we'll come back to it in a future episode, like I said, when we do some housekeeping and add something interesting here and stuff. But overall, I feel like this was really solid. So thank you guys so much for watching. Kind of a bit of a smaller enclosure here, but I do feel like it's pretty beautiful. It definitely adds quite a bit of color to this side of the zoo, and I'm excited to see what happens next. So thank you guys so much for watching. I'm gonna see you guys in our next episode. Drop a like if you guys enjoyed, subscribe if you haven't already, and peace out, guys.